So someone's embarrassed themselves, and it sounds like it ain't Steve.
I know you can have a tentpole dream. But that's because of... But we'll carry on.
A tentpole member of the team, Rufus, welcome back. You've been busy play acting.
I have, Steve.
Which is your want.
And for every day I act in a play, I get massive attention from the public, obviously.
Naturally.
And a swelling mailbag. Let's put it like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Harry, keep shut.
Say nothing.
Keep your mouth quiet.
And my wife and I both enjoy the attentions of our fans, obviously, as I'm sure you do, Steve.
Of course. It's all about the fans. You're doing it for the fans.
Well, that's what I'm doing it for, exactly. I'm doing it for the money.
For the money.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it for the money or the attention or the free clothes. God knows what I could do with those. I do it for the fans, and I've got one or two examples of recent fan mail.
You got fan mail? That angers me. I never get fan mail.
Yes, of course.
I don't. I honestly don't. Either it's been kept from me, or I don't, or it is just excrement in envelopes, and they really are not. There's some kind of system now of keeping that from me, but I don't get. Occasionally, I might have. Can I get a signed picture for someone who's getting married, and I'm too cheap to buy a gift? But I don't. No, I don't get the fan mail.
That would be pretty funny if you weren't even asked for it, but you thought it might be a nice idea to give someone just a picture of yourself, sign it, and then give it to them for their wedding. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be quite
to Nikki
nice.
and Jim, best wishes on your happy day, lots of love, Steve, and then just a picture of you maybe with your fingers on your chin.
Yeah, or just thumbs up, or raising a glass of champagne.
Yeah. And not even framed, just in a hardback envelope. So they'd have to frame it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not a bad idea. Note to self, cheap gift. Still owe Rufus one for his wedding. Idea. So you had some fan mail.
So yeah, I mean, first of all, my wife is currently appearing in a touring play, and she received the letter, "Can you send me a signed photo? I'd love a signed photo of yourself, but can you sign your photo to Pipeman Steve?" I smoke a long, thin, white pipe with a lid on the end. It's stylish, elegant, and long. Can you sign your photo to Pipeman Steve? I think women should take it up. I thank you for your time and kindness. Yours faithfully, Steve.
Pipeman.
There we go, Pipeman, yeah.
He didn't even sign off Pipeman Steve. No. I suppose by that point we know who he is.
Exactly.
We know it's Pipeman Steve.
We don't need three of them, do we?
Well, unless it was sent on behalf of Pipeman Steve, of course.
By another Steve.
Yeah.
You know, I've always wanted to take up the pipe. So fearful am I that it's dying out. You see pictures of people of our age in the 30s, they're all smoking a pipe. If I was going to bring anything back, if I had that kind of, sort of cultural sway, then I would certainly cultivate. But
you sure you're not anything to do with Pipeman Steve?
I don't want to say. Maybe I was conscious that your wife had not received a fan letter that week. I felt that it was time that she had a little ego boost.
And you thought by the time you get it, your pipe smoking habit may have cultivated
exactly
to that extent.
Well, so weak was I in trying to disguise the fact it was me. Oh, I'll sign it Steve, I don't want to be dishonest, but I'll give myself an affectation that she'll never see through.
A moniker,
but it's interesting that it's specifically a pipe with a lid on it.
Yes, it's stylish, long, thin and white, with a lid on the end, and it's, and I think women should take it up. I like that, just that little carpet. I think women should take it up.
You're a woman, why not take it up?
Yeah.
So you've received some mail yourself?
I have, myself. Having had a spit and a cough, as they say, in Quantum of Solace, I'm told that that's my life sorted for fan mail.
I should just point out that, yes, Rufus was in the James Bond film Quantum of Solace in a brief but important role.
That's right.
Check it out on DVD, currently available.
Please do. Dear Mr. Wright, first of all, I'll ask you to excuse this type letter. My writing is so bad. I write you this short letter to tell you how much I admire you. You're one of my favourite actors, and you can be sure you have a lot of admirers in Belgium. You are really a great actor, and I enjoy British movie and television very much. I also collect all your pictures. Personally, I am dreaming to receive a picture with your own signature. Could you please send me a dedicated picture? It is a real dream for me reading to you personally. I'm expecting for your kind answer, if you want. Thank you very much in advance. You are really wonderful. Best wishes for the future and good luck for all. Yours sincerely.
What a shame. Off his head. Clearly stoned off his face. That's wonderful.
Getting a letter like that with most of my mail at the moment is Bill's final demands and the National Blood Transfusion Service. I've given blood on a few occasions, and now every time they write to me, I think, not only do you want my money, you want my blood. That's a great mailbag. So getting this just to, pepper the pot is very nice.
I did get one. I didn't get a fan letter. I got a creepy fan phone call. Someone got hold of my phone number. And it was a woman, and she was saying, I am a fan of yours. Return my call. It was very curt. Return my call, please, so we can discuss things. And then it sort of beep. And then there was a second message. Your answer machine cut me off. I hadn't finished. And it continued with phone numbers, and it was vague as to exactly what we were going to be discussing, but nevertheless, some discussion had to be had. But I deleted it, kind of rather fearfully. You know, like it would be the beginning of a horror film. Yeah, got rid of the message. But if ultimately I'm not here next week, you'll know what happened to me. You know, or maybe I'll become one of the comedy's first martyrs. Kind of a Lennon figure, John Lennon figure.
Yeah.
Gunned down in his prime as he came out of his own.
Huge myth will surround you with your
huge
pipe.
myth. Exactly. All the things that I could have done and never did. But you've got one other fan letter.
I do,
Which is something of an epic, isn't it?
It is. It's what you might describe as a kind of narrative poem, really. And it's beautifully written. And I was lucky enough to receive this twice.
Twice? Wow, okay, we'll come to that after we've heard a bit of Jacko. The 1979's Off the Wall album, of course, Michael Jackson, Working Day and Night. It's inevitable, people, that we briefly take a pause to discuss the forthcoming extravaganza from Jacko, his welcome return to the stage. I imagine all of us are going to be trying to hot-foot it down to the O2, Harry?
No.
Really?
No.
Why not?
Well, I just don't get it. I think people are remembering Jacko and thinking he's going to be exactly the same now. He can't be. But obviously working in an office, people who I thought were rational, if a little bit stupid, just suddenly went bonkers sort of Thursday and Friday morning trying to get these tickets. No work was done. People were just going crazy on the phone, on the internet. I've got to get my Jacko tickets. You've never mentioned that you like Michael Jackson. Yeah, but I've got to get tickets. You didn't have to get tickets.
But you see, now Jacko is trying to pay off much-needed debts. So we need some cash for some debts that he's got to pay off, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that when you're inevitably on your uppers and lost your job, how are you going to get some much-needed cash?
Well, what I do at the moment, obviously, is when I go to gigs seeking out new music, I stand at the back and give out 6 music car stickers, badges and the like for free. I'll just start charging.
Sure, good idea. And of course, you've also got that lucrative bootlegging stuff you do with the old phone at the back of the gig.
Oh, absolutely.
Don, why not?
Yeah.
Play it down the line to your girlfriend who's taping it on an old, cassette tape. Good idea, good move.
Yeah.
You'll be doing that, Tony Dan, won't you?
I don't think so, no.
Really?
I really hope it goes well for the lad, because, he needs it.
Oh, I don't.
I have got no natural predators yet. I'm so inoffensive, so small, no real predators, they can't even spot me.
Is it the koala?
Something like that.
Which is it? It's the one in New Zealand that has no natural predators.
Yeah.
What's that animal? Is it now blind because it doesn't need to fear or run away from anything?
It doesn't eat anymore. Right?
Yeah.
That's my animal kingdom
Essentially,
equivalent.
yeah.
But I wonder if my natural enemy is the Michael Jackson fan, because they're so evangelical.
Yeah.
And my worry about going would be, I'd love him to play the classics, and I think if he can nail it, it would be sensational. But there'd be so many of these evangelical fans, they'd get right on my wick.
People dressed like Jacko.
Dressed like him, they camped for days just to get a ticket. They're all a bit weird. They got the doves and the white gloves, and they might stand on me as well, because I'm very, very small.
Yeah, I'm very
Never forget that.
Rufus, you're a massive Jacko fan.
I am. I'm interested in the Dove rev. Michael Jackson fans carry doves around, do they? Is that part of the...
He
Well,
offered them after he was proven innocent.
Oh, interesting.
Hey, why did you put proven innocent in inverted commas there? What do you think?
You did. It was very suspicious.
Yeah.
I mean, on the radio, you can get away with stuff like that, but
Yeah.
in the studio itself...
Thanks for flagging it up.
We
No,
saw
it'll be
your
fine.
dad.
As long as we don't tell the listeners, no one will know that she did that, so it's okay.
Good.
My former sister-in-law, of course, famously stormed into a shop that was playing a Michael Jackson tune with her children and demanded they switch it off.
Really?
Yeah. Like in their presence,
Wow.
How dare you play Michael Jackson?
That's extraordinary.
Yeah. But I'm a big fan. I'm going to try and get down there. Steve, should we go together?
I'm very keen to be down there. Now, I'm concerned about Jacko's health. I've heard, weirdly, I read somewhere that he maybe had contracted some kind of MRSA type illness.
Really?
Which if he gets everything, he's almost as sickly as you. There's no way he's going to make 50 dates.
He did have his tonsils out down in Chile.
Exactly, yeah. It was filth-ridden. Yeah. They said don't touch the door handles, he still did. But that's what I find odd, is where would Jacko contract MRSA? What kind of dive is he?
I thought he lived in an oxygen tent, etc.
Exactly. So, anyway, obviously, all that nonsense about him supposedly, as you say, living in an oxygen tent in the 80s, clearly, obviously, he should have done, and he wouldn't be so sickly. But apparently, wasn't he being seen wheeled around had his money, I would just be wheeled around in a wheelchair, just for laziness sake.
He had like a 250-point medical and he's passed it all, so he'd be fit to perform.
But you say, if I had his money, surely that's the point. He hasn't got any coins. He's got none left.
Yeah, he's got no
So
coins.
has he, rich or not? That's the thing about people like this. And Harry, you and I need to sit down with a cold glass of wine and a pen and paper one day, and you can talk me through why we all think Michael Jackson is rich. And his back catalogue must earn him a fortune, and yet the guy's absolutely brassic. He's staying at a Travelodge and doing 50 days at the O2.
Imagine if he was in the Travelodge. That'd be fantastic. You just see him down the corridor, sloping down into the bar. 2 a.m. I can't sleep. He's nicking a baby shower. The bar's closed. He shouldn't even be in there. He doesn't care. He's wild. He's a wild man.
But this is it, because he's been staying at the Lanesborough, which is a pretty pricey hotel. But you know, the thing is as well, he had loads of money. But anyone who builds a theme park and then lets it just fall into disrepair, you know, he's obviously not good with money.
I think it was. Do you remember Chris Rock? I think he was on TV saying that he always wanted to be Michael Jackson rich, because to him that was giraffe rich. I was like, you're so rich that you buy a giraffe. Yeah. They don't think much of it. You know? But Sam, you'll be down there, won't you?
I tried but failed.
Sure.
Yeah, I really, really, really wanted to go. But what with being poor and not up early enough, I didn't succeed.
Have all the tickets gone now, is that?
I feel the tickets are... Well, I mean, he's doing, what, 50 dates?
50
I mean, for
dates.
goodness sake, I'm sure if you can't get one... Goodness sake. I mean, listen, kid, I don't want to promise anything, all right, but stick with me. And
you'll tell me how it went.
I might be able to sell you at a hugely inflated price some kind of top VIP ticket.
You'll need to do that as well, because we have this impression of you as being fabulously rich, but of course the theme park that you built for very tall people.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's not really paid off, has it?
Theme park for very tall people.
You have to be this tall to get on the
Sammy, it's another musical choice from you before we move on.
Why not? Again, it's a northern band. When Steve hands out his CDs, it's based on what we're like. So Dan gets noodly stuff, Rufus gets things related to grey trousers and poshness, and I get people from the north and anything that look like children are playing on it. But this is brilliant. I played one of their singles a few months ago. It's the Detroit Social Club, and this is Sunshine People.
Sammy's musical choice on this week's Steve Show, Sammy.
Detroit Social Club, and the song was Sunshine People. God bless Newcastle.
Thank you very much indeed.
Last word on Jacko. Steve goes to Matt in Milton Keynes. I can only see the concert being Jackson sat in a chair introducing the videos to his songs and then moonwalking off the stage using a conveyor belt built into the floor.
From the 1979 album, The Handwriting is on the Wall. That's Anne Peebles, and You've Got the Papers, I've Got the Man. Later sampled, of course, by Rufus.
Tone Loc?
The Wu-Tang Clan. Good effort. Thanks for joining in. Steve Show 6 Music with me, Steve Merchant, and my gang of cronies. Still to come, live music from Polly Scattergood in the Hub. Rufus, we were talking about your fan mail, and you mentioned that you had one last letter that you'd like to read out for us.
Yes. I don't know how much of an introduction to give this, Steve, but it's an impassioned letter, and I think written with tongue maybe slightly in cheek, I'm not sure. The writing is fairly extraordinary. Anyway, shall I...
Well, perhaps you, as you say, it's quite long. Maybe I should give you a sort of gentle musical accompaniment, because I know you said that it was written to you whilst you were performing in Noel Coward's
That's right.
Private Lives.
Yeah. Lovely. So, dear Rufus, please can you send me, if available, an autographed photograph of yourself, and I will try to get to see you in Private Lives. So, very unfortunately, I go with my cousin and his wife when I go to the theatre. I have to fit in with their schedule. I've really gone off going to the theatre with my cousin's wife as she falls asleep on purpose. It's very annoying and it's very ignorant. She completely spoils it. I can't concentrate. It's a wonder she doesn't get chucked out of the theatre. She really falls asleep. It's a wonder she doesn't fall off. My cousin and his wife are the kind of people who eat sweets all the way through a play. What on earth can't they wait until the interval like other people, like all other theatre goers? It's really bad manners. It's a wonder they both don't get chucked out of the theatre for that. She isn't falling asleep, she's eating sweets. She often does both, though not often at the same time. If my cousin and his wife did go to see a play in London, though frankly there's more chance of Elvis shelf-filling in Tesco, my cousin's wife, she would have to be carried out of the London theatre on a stretcher because she would have fallen asleep that much. And she might not get the chance, as my cousin and his wife, they would eat even more sweets through a play in London theatre, and they would probably start a fight with the other theatre goers. And they would keep telling him to be quiet, but my cousin and his wife wouldn't.